Nothing says the holidays like a warm tray of freshly baked cookies, crisp edges, gooey centers, and just the right amount of sprinkles. At Tasty, we've mixed, scooped, and sprinkled our way through countless cookie recipes. And this year, we're sharing our 5 favorites for the ultimate holiday cookie lineup. We're starting with a twist on a holiday classic, Snickerdoodle. For the dry ingredients, we use bread flour instead of all-purpose. Bread flour creates more gluten, giving the cookie a chewy texture and a slightly nutty flavor. Snickerdoodles get their signature lift and tang from cream of tartar and baking soda reacting together, making every bite soft and balanced. For a tasty twist, we added masala powder, a popular Indian spice blend, to warm the palate with spice notes like cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, ginger, and black pepper. And to enhance those flavors, don't forget a pinch of salt. And I don't know about you, but brown butter just makes everything taste better. Brown butter gives the dough a deep, nutty, toffee-like flavor that adds more complexity than softened butter. Pro tip, you can make the brown butter the day before and save time. Plus, it deepens those nutty notes even more. For the sugar, we're using both dark brown and granulated sugar. Trust us, you'll get the best of both worlds. The molasses in the brown sugar adds moisture and rich caramel notes, while white sugar provides structure and crisp edges for that perfect, chewy, crisp contrast. Add 1 whole egg and 1 extra yolk for richness, plain Greek yogurt to keep every bite soft and tender, and a splash of vanilla extract.
Mix the wet ingredients together until just combined, then
slowly stir in half of the dry ingredients into the brown butter mixture. Once incorporated, add the rest, stirring with a spatula until combined. If it's still crumbly, don't be afraid to get your hands dirty and manually knead the dough. Let the dough rest at room temperature for 30 minutes before baking. This deepens flavor and improves the overall texture. Snickerdoodles are known for being rolled in cinnamon sugar, but we're switching things up with masala sugar instead. Once your dough is ready, scoop and roll it into balls, coating each in the masala sugar mixture. Place them on the baking sheet about 2 inches apart
and bake at 350 on the middle rack until the edges just begin to turn golden brown.
Let the cookies cool to the touch, then transfer to a wire rack. The result? Soft, chewy Snickerdoodle cookies with warm chai spice and a nutty brown butter twist in every bite. Let's move on to a holiday cookie that will impress your guests, but it's one of the easiest and fastest ones to make. A Thumbprint cookie is buttery and tender with a jammy center. Our secret to the best Thumbprint cookie dough is adding cream cheese. The cream cheese makes the cookie extra tender, giving an almost melt-in-your-mouth texture and a bit of tang to balance the sweetness. For the eggs, we're only using an egg yolk to keep the dough soft and rich. The egg white would make the cookie feel cakey and dry. Reduce your speed and add flour, pistachio, and salt. The pistachios are optional, but they add a nutty flavor and extra texture, making the cookie taste and look more elevated. Once there are no visible dry patches, your dough is ready. It should be soft but not sticky. Scoop the dough into tablespoon-sized portions. This next step is optional, but we like to be a little extra, so we roll our dough in sugar for added texture and a sparkly finish. Place them on a baking sheet, and here comes the thumb technique. Press your thumb or the back of a teaspoon into the center to create a deep enough indent to hold plenty of jam. We use raspberry preserves, but you can use any kind you like: apricot, strawberry, lemon, you decide. Fill the indent with jam and
bake the cookies at 375 until the edges are lightly golden.
Let the cookies cool for a few minutes, then transfer them to a wire rack until ready to serve. And that's it, a buttery, tender, jam-filled cookie that's just as beautiful as it is delicious. Our next cookie is the most festive of the season,
the Spritz cookie.
Light, buttery, and beautifully decorated with festive sugars, sprinkles, and a touch of lemon zest. I know this sounds a little strange, but we're using boiled egg yolks for this recipe. Remove the yolk and press them through a strainer. When cooked, yolks become crumbly and blend right into the dough, giving the cookies a rich flavor and tender texture. Trust the process. Now beat butter and cream cheese together until creamy. Butter adds flavor, cream cheese adds a little tang, and together they make the perfect melt-in-your-mouth base. Vanilla bean paste gives a deeper flavor and those pretty little specks you see in bakery cookies. Add sugar, vanilla bean paste, and your grated yolks.
Mix these together on high speed until smooth and creamy. Then mix in your flour on low speed until fully incorporated.
Then divide the dough into 3 equal parts. Now let's add some color. Add red to one portion, green to another, and leave one as is for the perfect holiday trio. This dough is meant for a cookie press. It gives those perfectly defined shapes that hold up beautifully in the oven. A chilled baking sheet is a must. It helps the dough adhere to the surface and keep its shape. And now it's time to decorate. Add a little lemon zest, sugar, maybe some sprinkles. Have fun with it. This is a great time to bring everyone into the kitchen for a fun holiday activity. Bake at 325 just until the edges are set but not browned. The lower temperature keeps the cookies soft and your decorations bright. Let them cool for 5 minutes before transferring to a wire rack. And now you've got the ultimate holiday Spritz cookie, buttery, tender, and sparkling with color. These cookies will disappear from the table. This next one is a timeless favorite and irresistible. Peanut butter blossoms have that soft, chewy texture and a crackly sugar crust, and that signature chocolate kiss right in the center that make your eyes roll back. The dough starts with a mix of peanut butter, brown sugar, butter, and granulated sugar, beaten until light and fluffy. Using both sugars is key. Brown sugar gives that deep caramel chew, while white sugar helps the cookies spread and creates those perfect, crisp edges. Next, add a splash of vanilla and an egg, then add your dry ingredients: flour, baking soda, and salt. Baking soda will give you those classic blossom cracks when it reacts with the brown sugar's molasses for just the right lift and texture. Once the dough is ready, cover it and chill for at least 2 hours. Scoop and roll the dough into balls and coat them in sugar. But if you want to make them more festive, use sprinkles. We like to do both. Place them on the baking sheet about 2 inches apart
and bake at 350 until the edges are set but the centers are still soft.
This is where you have to act fast. As soon as they come out of the oven, press a chocolate kiss into the center of each cookie. The heat melts just enough for the chocolate to stick while keeping its shape. Soft, chewy, peanut buttery perfection. A cookie that everyone likes and instantly makes you feel cozy and at home. And for our last cookie, we're ending on a rich and festive note. Chewy, chocolatey, and topped with crushed candy canes,
Peppermint brownie cookies are the ultimate holiday treat.
Start by melting dark chocolate and butter with peppermint extract and a little espresso powder. The espresso doesn't make it taste like coffee, it simply amplifies the chocolate flavor, creating depth. In another bowl, sift together flour, Dutch processed, and black cocoa powders for that deep, bittersweet flavor and rich color. Add baking powder and salt.
Whisk the dry ingredients together and set the bowl aside.
In another bowl, beat eggs with granulated and brown sugar. You'll know this is ready when it turns pale and ribbons start to form. This part is exactly what creates that shiny, crinkly brownie top we all love. Add in your cooled melted chocolate.
Mix the wet ingredients together until just combined.
Then fold in the dry ingredients. The high butter to flour ratio is the key to keeping the cookies budgy and soft in the center. Scoop the dough and place on the baking sheet
and bake the cookies at 350 for about 10 minutes or until the edges look set.
This may sound dramatic, but as soon as the cookies are ready, drop the tray right on the counter. This will deflate the cookie and give you that lovely chewy center. Top with crushed candy canes while they're still warm so they stick perfectly and let them cool. And that's it. Rich, minty, chocolatey perfection with a little holiday sparkle. The kind of cookie that tastes like the holidays and looks just as magical. We hope you like our ultimate holiday cookie guide. We baked our way through chai Snickerdoodles, raspberry Thumbprints, Spritz cookies, peanut butter blossoms, and peppermint brownie cookies, and honestly, we do it all over again. The holidays are for sharing, and nothing says, "I made this for you," like a tin box full of homemade cookies. They're the perfect little stocking stuffer and the sweetest gifts to show someone you care. We hope you bake these for family, friends, and anyone who deserves a little cookie action this season. You can find all the recipes for free on the Tasty app, and don't forget to share your own cookie tips with us in the comments. Happy holidays!